Over the decades, LEGO has released thousands of sets across more than 100 different themes. Some of these, like Star Wars or Ninjago, have become popular, long-lasting themes. However, others have been less lucky. Today, we're looking at LEGO's shortest-lived themes. Getting started today is a theme that was released back in 2010, LEGO Universe. LEGO Universe was LEGO's attempt at launching a multiplayer online RPG game. The gameplay itself was fairly simple, with players assuming the role of a minifigure and traveling to different worlds based on various LEGO themes. As a promotional tie-in for the game's launch, LEGO released two small sets, an exclusive Orange Spaceman minifigure for those who pre-ordered the game, and the Nexus Force rocket polybag set that was given away with qualifying purchases at LEGO stores. The rocket only has 55 pieces, but that's pretty standard for a promotional polybag. Each of these rocket sets also included a code to download a unique rocket in-game to help travel around the various LEGO worlds. The sets themselves are incredibly basic, but that's because the main part of this theme was the online video game. Although the game and theme were ultimately not a huge success, LEGO would take the basic premise and use it as inspiration when developing LEGO Dimensions and the LEGO Hidden Side app. Honestly, I think that LEGO Universe was just ahead of its time. Based on the massive success of the LEGO video game franchise, an online game where the sets that you collect in real life also provide in-game rewards seems like a winning concept, which is why LEGO tried again with LEGO Dimensions from 2015 to 2017 with more success. Up next is another theme that lasted for under a year. It's the SpitBrix line back from 2002. Only 4 sets were ever released for this theme, all of which were designed to kind of work together. SpitBrix was LEGO's attempt at making the Mindstorms line of bricks more appealing to general consumers, and so each of these sets was powered by a Mindstorms control module with 2 motors, an IR transceiver, a power button, and various sensors. These little machines could be programmed in so many different ways depending on their configuration. Each one came with a unique set of tools to help them solve missions that they were designed to go on. This box art of these sets really gives off a Mission Impossible feel if you've ever watched any of those movies in which the first and second had already been released at the time of this theme. Each of the 4 colored SpitBrix sets also included a software disk and a remote to control the Spybot. The software allowed LEGO builders to create missions for the Spybots to carry out. Immediately out of the box, you could choose from 10 preset missions, and even download more on the now defunct SpitBrix website. Half of the missions were meant for a single Spybot, while the other half were designed for 2 or more sets to complete together. Each set included a brief, setup instructions, and some settings to adjust the mission difficulty. The missions were set up by placing certain objects in the room, which the Spybots will react to according to the program included in the mission. If that wasn't enough for you, you could also create your own missions based on the 9 different templates. Yeah, I think it's almost certain that LEGO took inspiration from the highly successful Mission Impossible franchise when developing this theme. Overall, these were some really cool sets that had a lot of play and educational value. However, they were very expensive, with a 250-piece set selling for around $60 at launch. Mindstorms bricks have never been cheap, but at least at this time, their high price proved to be too much of a hurdle, and the theme was quickly abandoned. Speaking of LEGO, if you want to add some very special LEGO sets and minifigures to your personal collection, come join me for this month's live stream on Whatnot, who are also sponsoring this video. I'll be live on the Whatnot app selling some awesome LEGO products and even giving away some minifigures for completely free on Wednesday, November 30th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. To participate, all you have to do is click the special link at the top of the description or go to whatnot.com/invite/SpitBrix. Be sure to follow me on the app at SpitBrix and bookmark my live stream by tapping here. That's it. On November 30th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, come say hi, ask me questions, and participate in the live bidding auctions, and of course, the LEGO giveaways. Best of all, by using the link in the description, Whatnot will also give you $15 to spend during my live stream, so you can buy some LEGO in addition to entering the free giveaways during the stream. Hundreds of you showed up for my stream last month, and I hope to see even more of you there this time. Everyone is welcome, so download Whatnot using the link in the description. Alright, now back to the video. LEGO wouldn't abandon the idea that consumers were interested in mechanical bricks. Less than a year after SpitBrix in 2003, LEGO launched the Inventor series. This theme was meant to be sort of a combination of the creator and Technic themes, and used brand new battery-powered electronics to make programming simpler, as well as new mechanical parts. These simplified elements helped drive the cost down significantly, with some of these sets going on sale for as little as $15. Now, each of these 4 sets in the Inventor line was designed to showcase a unique style of movement, but unlike the SpitBrix machines, they could really only do one specific task. I mean, this one apparently was designed to, stir chocolate milk? Yeah, I'm not really sure about this one, to be honest. But the others were a bit more fun in their design. The Record and Play set was able to recreate anything you recorded it doing, such as walking, driving, or even drawing. Others simply included a motor to allow a model bird to fly up a wire or a monkey to climb a structure. But with only 4 sets ever released, it seems that LEGO quickly ran out of ideas, or demand just wasn't there. Now, interestingly enough, these 4 sets were actually on sale for nearly 2 years, but no new sets came out during that time. They just kind of sat there on shelves. And even still, these can be difficult sets to track down if you want to buy one, even if you want it in used condition. It seems like these were just largely forgotten about. Moving away from LEGO's many attempts to get mechanical LEGO bricks to catch on, it's 2005's Dino Attack we're looking at next, which sometimes this theme is also referred to as Dino 2010, which is just really confusing considering that it wasn't released at that time. There are 6 sets released in this theme, all of which seem to involve vehicles being attacked by dinosaurs, as if the title didn't give that away. This theme was a bold departure for LEGO in a lot of ways. Dino Attack featured rugged military-looking minifigures with bulletproof vests and knives printed on the torsos, something that LEGO has made a point of trying to avoid. Beyond the minifigures, each set featured a clearly military-inspired vehicle that the heroes need to use to save the LEGO cities from these prehistoric threats. This helicopter, the T-1 Typhoon, is clearly a neat set, but it definitely wouldn't fly with LEGO today. This might be why it's so valuable on the secondhand market, with even a used set going for $175. But the really interesting thing about this theme are the dinosaurs. Each set came with at least one unique beast, and this was one of the last lines ever released with dinos before we started getting the Jurassic Park sets. While some of these models may look a little goofy compared to more recent versions, they're incredibly sought after. An absolute classic of a TV show, Avatar: The Last Airbender, has inspired video games, countless toys, spin-offs, and even an upcoming Netflix series. With this kind of success, it was only a matter of time before LEGO tried to capitalize on the property, and in 2006, LEGO officially launched 2 sets based on the show. The Air Temple and the First Nation ship were both released as part of LEGO's larger Nickelodeon line, but featured unique branding that focused more on the show than the network. These sets make up the smallest retail release in LEGO history. Unlike the LEGO Universe sets that were purely promotional sets, these 2 sets were available on store shelves across the US and Canada to test the market. While there was no word on exactly why this theme was cancelled, it may be because the show itself was scheduled to end in 2007, and LEGO didn't think that the sets from a show that was no longer running would sell very well. As a result, both of these sets are limited to Season 1 of the show and don't even include many fan-favorite characters or locations. It really seems that LEGO may have misjudged the demand for Avatar sets at this time. The 2 original sets are now incredibly valuable and prized collector's items. The Fire Nation ship, for example, sells for nearly $700 if you want one new. No wonder LEGO is planning to release a bunch of sets for Avatar 2. I'd assume those will sell very well. Up next is Ben 10 Alien Force. Based on the popular Cartoon Network series, this theme featured only 6 sets that were available for about a year in 2010. This theme was another line of LEGO's constructible figures inspired by the success of Bionicle. At the time, it was assumed that Ben 10 was meant to be a long line of figures. After all, Ben has more than 10 different forms that he takes throughout the show, plus all the villains make for a lot of possible sets. Unfortunately, like many of LEGO's other non-Bionicle construction figures, these never really took off. Since they didn't use many standard LEGO pieces, there wasn't a lot of room for reusing the parts. And while these sets were pretty inexpensive at only $15 a pop, they only had about 20 pieces, making them seem a lot more expensive on a brick-by-brick basis than even the SpitBrix sets that we looked at earlier in this video. Of course, it's still possible to find these floating around online for close to their original retail price because they weren't super popular, and while they may not have much resale value, there are certainly some very interesting parts to add to any collection. Do you have any LEGO sets from these themes? Comment below, and subscribe for more LEGO videos.